So I think it's safe to say M. Night Shyamalan has been a busy man this past year. From his 15th movie Knock at the Cabin, extending his vast profile as a showrunner with the series The Servant, to being a producer for his daughter Shannon Night Shyamalan on her directorial debut for The Watchers, or The Watched if you're a resident of Ireland in the UK. Copyright or inconceivable confusion of the letter S? You decide. Anyway, the 16th movie Trap is now released. So is it any good? It's M. Night Shyamalan. So brace yourself. Trap stars Josh Hartnett, who is having a bit of a resurgence as of late, having given great performances in Oppenheimer and The Bear, takes front and centre once again as a leading man. The movie starts off with Hartnett playing Cooper and his daughter Riley, played by Ariel Donoghue, ready to attend a concert along with 30,000 fans to see Lady Raven, played by Saleka Shyamalan. Upon arriving at the venue, Cooper begins to notice the security presence of heavily armed police personnel outside and inside the arena, as well as surveillance cameras peppered throughout the building. As the concert kicks off, curiosity gets the better of Cooper, and he sets off to investigate as to why. He soon learns, thanks to Jamie, that the entire concert is a sting operation to catch a serial killer by the name of the Butcher, that the Fed somehow knew would be in attendance. With every exit manned and checking anyone who dares leaves, escape is an impossibility. This leaves Cooper at a quandary. Not only is he here with his daughter in a precarious situation, but also that he is in fact the Butcher. Thanks, Jamie. This is a man who you know would sell a secret of KFC to McDonald's as long as they ticked his moral standpoint checkbox. Anyway, armed with this information, Cooper now has to figure out a way to escape the building whilst evading capture that could happen at any time, whilst also trying to keep his daughter from knowing what's going on. Unfortunately, thanks to the trailer, that's where the suspense ends. Anything that was meant to be a tense moment is lost once the revelation is made clear, and it is made very clear on a number of occasions, just in case you didn't get it the first time round. And that's the main issue of the story. At times it is very clunky with cliched moments grasping at the pages for dear life to keep it together. Cooper's look is on par with a certain DB who parachuted from a plane most of the time. Always at the right place at the right time to pick up some useful tips from Hayley Mills' character, who is aiding the FBI to track him down as she details certain traits without as much as a second thought on who could be listening. For all she knew, the person of interest could have been one of the many employees. You would think she would have learned a thing or two, not from one, not two, not three, but fucking 4 Parent Trap movies. Then there are the police personnel, who are worse than those who plague social media with spoiler posts less than an hour of seeing a highly anticipated movie. Couldn't hold their piss if their bladder was a camel's hump. Which reminds me, who was in charge of that whole operation? It isn't even a spoiler, but not once do we find out who they are or what they thought of what was unfolding in front of them. Maybe they decided that an hour in that it wasn't worth their time anymore and fucked off home. We may never know. Look, I know M. Night Shyamalan's movie career has been something of a mixed bag, but the majority of the time it's down to his writing technique. Every dialogue interaction is like listening to preschoolers pretending to be adults to impress their peers. It's getting to be an annoying habit to compare his latest offerings up against the standards of what came long before. When The Sixth Sense crashed into pulp culture fandom in 1999, we watched as Malcolm helped a young boy overcome his fear of seeing ghosts to become more receptive to what they wanted through intelligent writing, clever scene direction, or misdirection that all came together for a major payoff no one saw coming, but would later kick herself over after repeated viewings. It stuck the landing so damn well with the audience, it caused a ripple effect through time and space. Its success permeated throughout the mainstream like phosphorus gas engulfing every form of media as they parodied the movie's famous quotes and scenes. He would repeat the same formula with his take on the superhero genre with the movie Unbreakable, as we watched Joseph doing everything in his power to prove his father was superhuman, creating genuine, amusing and heartfelt triumphs, while a broken marriage subplot was seamlessly woven throughout the narrative. Then again a few years later with the movie Signs, as we laughed, cried and feared for the Hess family within the midst of a supposed alien invasion. Or was it demons? The plot skates on the boundary of ideology so well that not once did you feel insulted or preached at. For a while it seemed the dawn of a new creative force had arrived, one that would challenge the accolades of the more prestigious of directors. Then this period piece of shit turned up in 2004, as Shyamalan strayed away from what worked before to creating a movie with its highly divisive double twist ending that you wondered if the wheels were now beginning to wobble. Well, we didn't wait long, for in 2006, not only did they wobble, they flew the fuck off, destroying whatever goodwill his audience had left with Lady in the Water. Never has a movie poster before or since been more accurate with the tagline, "A bedtime story." Yeah, you're right, I had to fight to stay awake for most of it. It continued to spiral downwards even more in 2008 with The Happening, or lack thereof, followed by this banger. You didn't think I was serious, did you? It was official. The Shyamalan juggernaut had crashed and burned. It seemed that with the few hits was equally matched with a lot of shit. Perfectly balanced. Isn't that right, Thanos? Sure, he has success with Split, which unexpectedly tied nicely into Unbreakable, and Knock at the Cabin with a premise that was equally gut-wrenching and intriguing. But for some reason, regardless if his movies are successful or not, Shyamalan has this style that can be, for lack of a better word, inhuman. His characters always seem stilted, like they are giving a witness testimony for the most boring crime ever committed. Plus they have this uncanny knack of knowing what is going on before giving the audience a chance to work it out. When you compare Trap to The Sixth Sense, the mystery is non-existent. It does, however, work for Hartnett's character in a bizarre way, almost to the degree that you're caught up in his own madness, completely sociopathic as he tilts from being charismatic and charming to full-on cold-blooded genius at times, as he teases and probes ways of escape. With what he has to play with at his disposal, he is so close to matching James McAvoy's character in Split. He does a fantastic job, with one scene towards the end when he ramps up the intimidation and fear-mongering to disturbing levels. Without spoilers, the movie is also guilty of putting a character in an impossible situation in the third act, one that you would damn near guarantee would never transpire in real life. Now, I can suspend belief as much as anyone, but this was jarring. It wasn't necessary, as when the movie found its footing again shortly after, it would have ended up the way it did anyway. Could Trap have been any better? Certainly. One thing I would have done personally is drop the Jamie character. Apart from letting the cat out of the bag, he didn't serve a purpose. Unless he was an undercover agent looking to steal the thunder, he just isn't needed. Even better, how about just let Cooper use every part of his ingenuity to get out of the situation, as it was quite clearly hinted at throughout the movie, only for that damn radio and exposition to get in the way. Just do it. Let the story free, and there is a brilliant one trapped in here somewhere. Shyamalan has great ideas. Most of the time they are poorly executed, and maybe he should just loosen the reins a bit and allow someone else to write the story. Trap is one of those ideas that could have been so much better if it was structured properly. One thing Shyamalan is never guilty of, however, is when he's behind the camera. As a director, he knows how to make a scene work with flawless timing, using unique angles to enhance the story with POVs, colour usage, to frame and background depth. Nothing is wasted. When it comes to style, he certainly has got his trademark technique nailed down. He has this way of allowing his audience to only see certain things when it is needed, exposing little by little at a patient pace. as in the case of this movie, seeing the stage from Cooper and Riley's point of view, only revealing more as they move closer to the stage. I don't think anyone else can capture scenes the way he can, which is infuriating against everything else letting the experience down. For what it is though, you will find something to enjoy in Trap, and there is a lot, especially the songs composed and sang by Saleka Shyamalan. Even if you're not a fan of that type of music, like myself, they are serviceable, and I'm sure someone will take something away from it. It's just marred by things that certainly could have been tweaked here and there. I could certainly think of worse ways to spend your time, yet why Warner Brothers thought it'd be a good idea to release this movie between two of the most highly anticipated movies of the year is anyone's guess. Given the success of the previous Deadpool outings, I'm sure the alarm bells would have been ringing at the potential of a third installment. While we don't know how Alien Romulus will perform just yet, Warner Brothers basically penned themselves in to ensure the legs of Trap would be broke before it had a chance to walk. Kinda ironic in a way. If that doesn't speak of their faith in this movie, nothing will. But anyway, have you seen it yet? What are your thoughts? Drop them down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe for more reviews coming soon.